Okay, so today we're going to make meatballs, and this recipe isn't really a recipe. It's what I grew up with my mother making. And so we're going to do about a pound of ground beef, 1 whole egg, about a teaspoon of onion powder, and about a teaspoon of beef bouillon powder. I'm going to do a few splashes of this. You don't need a ton, just enough to add that flavor. And I'm also going to do probably about a tablespoon of minced garlic. All of this is just done by eye. And yes, I am wearing gloves. I do not care for the feeling of the raw meat or getting it out from under my nails later. I'm going to go in with maybe half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. Actually, leave that open just in case. And I am going to add a little bit of basil as well. And then I'm just going to mix this thoroughly. So now I have all of my meatballs just in a single layer, and I'm going to pour the remainder of the sauce on top. It's nothing fancy, it's just the Great Value tomato, basil, and garlic sauce, which you like. I want to get out as much as possible. Typically I would go ahead and rinse this out with some water, but because I'm doing the meatballs in the crock pot like this, I'm not going to this time. And that's it. So I'm going to put the lid on once I put it in my crock pot and let it go on high for about 3 hours, and then it will be done. And I will just go ahead and cook up some pasta when it's time for dinner. All right, so these are our finished plates for dinner. We did elbow macaroni noodles because that is the kids' preference. The boys are having some strawberries as well as peas and carrots with theirs. I'm not a huge fan of the peas, so I'm just going to have a small side salad with some ranch. And I have some meatballs along with my pasta. And that's it for dinner tonight. Alright, so we're going to make some pancakes. I am going to be babysitting 3 of my friend's kids, and so I'm going to actually do a triple batch of pancakes today. And I just used the old, standard Betty Crocker recipe. I do alter it slightly because my kids like them slightly on the sweet side, so I've doubled the sugar. It calls for 1 tablespoon of sugar. I had 2. And I am going to use almond milk instead of regular dairy milk, as no one in my family can tolerate that. So we'll go ahead and get started, but you can just look up online the Betty Crocker pancake recipe, and that's the one that I use. So the batter is mixed up. I like to do this on my griddle pan, which I have sprayed with a little bit of cooking spray. It is very well used, so it's a little stained up, but it will work just fine. And especially for larger batches, it just goes so much faster if I do them on the griddle, because I can do 5 to 6 at a time. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to get them all cooked up.